Hello everyone, and today I'll be showing how to cancel fractions and the types of fractions. So first we have the types of fractions. You might know the normal fractions, which would be stuff like 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 2 over 3, 4 over 5, and basically there are just a whole heap of fractions. Most the fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator, for example 1 over 2, the 1 is the numerator, the number at the top, and it's greater than the number at the bottom, which is 2, the denominator. So those are proper fractions. Next one is improper. Now, as the name suggests, it'd be the opposite of proper. So those would be things like 3 over 2, 5 over 4, 9 over 1, well, 9 over 2 actually. 9 over 1 is just 9 wholes. Those are improper fractions. Then we also have mixed fractions. Well, it's mixed fractions, mixed numbers, there are different ways of saying it. But basically it's mixed numbers. So, or mixed fractions, whichever one you like. Those ones would be 1.5, 1.5, like the 1 represents a whole, so it isn't a fraction. Because if you first say have, let me see, if you have a pair and half a pair, then you're not going to say I have 2 pairs. It's not 2 pairs. It's less than 2. But then at the same time, it isn't 1 pair. So it's in between. So it's 1.5. So those are mixed numbers. And then there's equivalent. I'm not going to go through that. Equivalent fractions are basically 2 fractions that would have the same value. So 1 over 2 and 3 over 6 would have the same value. Because if you cancel, we'll simplify 3 over 6, you get 1 over 2. Again. 1 over 2, 2 over 4, 3 over 6, 4 over 8, and 5 over 10 are, I didn't put the slash. But basically those are all equivalent fractions of 1/2. Now, here we're going to see what each of these fractions are. So, we're going to do proper is P, improper is I, mixed is M, and equivalent is E. Prime, okay? So, the first one we have here. This one is 1 over 2. Now, the numerator is less than the denominator, and there are no whole numbers, and there's only 1 fraction, so then that means this is a proper fraction. Next one is an improper fraction, because the numerator is greater than the denominator. So, there we'll put I. And here we have another one. It's a proper fraction, but it also has a whole. So it's a mixed number. And then, for the last one, we have two fractions. Now you have 3 over 6 and 1 over 2. Now, for 3 over 6 can be simplified. 3 can go into 3 one time, and 3 can go into 6 two times. So then that's 1 over 2. So then that's an equivalent fraction. There you go. Those are the types of fractions. Now, another thing. If you have fractions that can be simplified, you always have to simplify them. So for example, 8 over 32. We know that 8 is a factor of 32, and 8 fours are 32. So 8 can go into 8 one time, and then 8 can go into 32 4 times. And then move on to the next one. We have a 2 and a 50. So 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 50, 25. Now we have another one. 8 and 100. But 8 can't go into 100, because 8 12s are 96. And then 96 plus 4 would be 100. Not 96 plus 8. That'd be 104. So for numbers like this, you would have to use the greatest common factor between the two of them. So 2 could go into 8 and 100, but is it the greatest number? No, because 4 can also go into 100, and how many times? 25. So 4 can go into 8 twice, and then 4 can go into 100 25 times. So there we go. And then here we have a mixed number. So for mixed numbers, it's the same process, but the whole number stays exactly the same. So you don't change the whole number at all. Then 9 can't go into 30, so we use the next number that can go into 30, which would be 6. 3 could go into 30, but then 6 is the highest. If you use 3, then I'll show you what happens. 3 into 9, 3. 3 into 30, 10. Wait, oh no, never mind about 6. 6 doesn't work. 6 can't go into 9. So 3 is the highest number. So 3 and 10. But then, if for say, in this one, you hadn't used 4 and you used 2, I'll show you what happens. 2 can go into 8 4 times, and 2 can go into 100 50 times. Now you have this number, 4 over 50, but then it can still be simplified. Then you'd have to simplify it again, which is just more work. And if you're in an exam, then you won't really want more work. So I'd suggest not using the smallest, I mean. Try to use the biggest whenever you can. But if for say you don't know, then you could still use the smaller one. It'll still give you the answer, just it'll take way longer. Anyway, 2 into 4, 2. And then 2 into 50, 25. So then, you see, you still got the same answer that you did when you used 4, but you got it a lot quicker. We got it a lot slower by using 2. So, this is why you should always use the greatest number. And usually, in most things, they want you to use the biggest number. They want you to cancel, I mean. Because if you have 3 6s and then it can be simplified, they don't want to see it the same way it was. So anyway, I hope this gave you a clear understanding on the types of fractions and also how to cancel fractions. And hopefully next time we'll give you a better understanding on fractions, I mean. Anyways, Hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.